Hey Joe, how are you? What was
Hello.
your best moment this week?
My best moment this week was that Eli had his presentation day and he did very well academically. So I'm very proud of my little man, Eli. So that's my best moment this week. What about you?
I bought a secondhand book and I'm reading it and it's just I'm just absorbing it like there's no tomorrow. It's about channeling and it's channeling a really, really high spirit guides and galactic beings. So it's like, oh, it's filling my cup. So that's what
Oh,
my happiness has
what's
been
that
this week.
called?
I'd have to find it and bring it in for you. But I bought it in New York at $10 secondhand. The book is now out of print. And it's like,
Oh,
oh, I was meant to see it. And I picked it up off the shelf and I just couldn't put it down. It's like, I tried and tried and tried. It's like, no, it's got to come home with me. So I bought it. I'll bring it for
I
next week
love,
or I'll pop it in the description so that you can see it.
yes, yes, yes. I love
What are we
that.
discussing today, Joe? What are we going to discuss this week?
We're going
And
to
Merry
talk
Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Sorry to cut you off, Joe, but Merry Christmas.
Yes. We're going to talk about a little bit about what me and you do to and who we listen to about, people that we love to get guidance from. And then also a little bit about just finishing off the end of the year about some ways to, you know, reflecting on reflections, really. That's what we'd call it on 2025.
Yeah, I love it. So that's what we're going to do. So we've got to talk about, what we've done, and I want us to look at, and I want everybody, well, I want all the viewers at home to think about. Okay, you started the year on the 1st of January last year. Where were you? What were you doing? And are you the same person today? Because the world's changed dramatically this year. It was a
Mm.
9 year, so we've completed a lot of things. Are you the same person? So I want you to look at yourself and say to yourself, am I in the same job? Am I in the same relationship? Am I in the same home? What's changed for me this year? What have I let go of this year? What am I, prepared to let go of moving into 2026? And I want you to reflect a little bit because we've all gone through some major, major changes this year.
Yes.
And it's been a very, very interesting year for a lot of people. So I know for me, one of the biggest things that I've done was I quit my day job. In May, I quit my day job and it was like, it was enough. I couldn't take it anymore. So and I'm not this type of person, but I just upped and walked away. Didn't even give 4 weeks' notice because it was like I was done. I was finished. And that's enabled me now to sit with me and it's like, what am I doing moving forward? So for me, it's all about I need to explore the spiritual aspects of me and offer it full time. And that was something that the universe said to me in May and June. It's like, Charles, this is your time to either try this or never try this, if that makes sense. So I've put it out there. I'm still living in the same place. My relationship's still fantastic as ever. Um, Life is a little bit different. I'm walking more too. That was a big change for me in 2026. I never used to walk, and I'll go for a half an hour walk every day. And it's really good for my mental health. And people have said to me, "You look different." And it's like, yeah, I'm probably more relaxed, but I'm also getting vitamin D. So my body's reacting a lot differently. It's like accepting it. And the best part about me walking every day for half an hour is I'm talking to the universe. And if I feel a bit flat, I'm actually pumping affirmations through my mind and through my body and all of that sort of stuff. So 2025 for me has been a really big transitional year in trusting in who I am, trusting in what I need to do, and trusting in myself to create what I need for my future moving forward.
Perfect.
What about you, Joe?
It was a big year because I became an author. So that was a big, exciting time to do that for myself. I've wanted to do that for a few years. So, I feel like my word was being brave. That was my theme. Because I didn't really need to do it. I've got enough bookings and a good foundation at alchemy, but I thought, no, I'm going to do it. And then now I've gotten braver enough to, uh, to do a spiritual diary, which is not for 26, it's for 27. So it's in the pipeline of getting all built. But, when I was talking to my mentor this morning, she was like, so what is your purpose for next year? And I was like, yes, need to get back to you on that. So it was interesting with talking to Romy about that. So that was good. And then, so for me, it was all about just breaking the norm. That was my biggest thing because I love my life and I've got a great life, but it was like Groundhog Days. Like the same as same. So this is exciting for me. And then, but yeah, I haven't moved. My relationship with Elliot and our kids are all awesome. The other exciting news was that I kept forging forward for our alchemy wellness section, and that I've got my DA. I'm just waiting on my construction certificate. So I feel like the universe was wanting me to wait till a 1 year to get it going, because then it's a full cycle. And then the other interesting thing is that we bought alchemy in a 1 year in 2017. So it's like we've had a full cycle of alchemy, just building up the foundation. And then the next cycle will be the alchemy wellness. So I kind of go, oh, well, I just wasn't meant to do it then. So, yeah, so for me, it's been a good year in terms of being brave and getting myself out there more and doing this, like me and you together.
Correct. Us taking a chance and
Yeah.
expanding into other opportunities that have never presented. And then we had a conversation, you suggested, and it's like, yes, let's do it. And I think what you just touched on a minute ago was really, really relevant for a lot of our viewers as well. This year taught a lot of people patience because they
Yeah.
were wanting things to happen quickly, and it just wasn't happening to the timeline that people wanted on. It was
Mm.
happening to the timeline that the universe was working on. So I think people had to learn patience this year because a lot of things were out of our control and they were taken out of our control. And you knew that you were going to get to the end, but it's just like, how long does it take? So that's a really interesting thing that I will take away from 2025, that I needed to learn to be patient and trust and surrender. They were my big words, patience, trust, and surrender. When I did all of that and let go of any control or any ways or thinking I was in control, I just went, see ya. And then the universe goes, now you're ready, Charles. Let's go. So next year, I think I want to expand. So expansion is in my field already. So I really want to expand. I want to experiment, and I want to engage. So they're my E words. There you go. Expand, experiment, and engage. However that looks. So that's what I feel like 2026 will be for me, in pushing my boundaries even further than what I've ever done before, and really pushing myself to be uncomfortable in 2026, to express myself in platforms and venues that I've never done before.
Perfect. And
Yeah.
is have you got any spaces for Egypt still?
Egypt will be on a wait list only now. We've got 19 amazing travelers that have booked in, paid their deposits. So if anybody else is interested in Egypt for a departure of the 14th of October, message me, DM me. What it's going to be now is it's whether the tour company can get accommodation, room on the cruise, room on a bus, that sort of stuff. So if they can still do that, there's a potential that, yep, I can still take people. If they say to me, Charles, all the hotels now are fully booked, it'll be, unfortunately, we can't get the space. We'll have to, put you on a wait list for the following year or whenever I might do that again. So at the moment, yeah, it's pretty busy, bigger than I thought it would be, which is even great. I love that
That's
even
so
more.
exciting.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Really good. So during the summer season, everything slows down, Joe. So we were going to discuss today as well for our viewers at home who we might listen to on YouTube or watch on YouTube, and what meditations we do and who we might read and that sort of stuff. So people can have a little insight into where we get our wisdom from and what we connect to and how we connect. So who do you read, Joe? Who do you listen to? What do you watch?
Yes. I really liked some aspects of the Mel Robbins book, Let Them.
Let them? Yep.
Just because I found like sometimes we can really be, especially from a mum's point of view, she
Yep.
talks a lot about, one of her children is really low key and just organizes things at the last minute. And that's how the word let them come started.
Yep.
And I can be a little bit like that with my children, where I want to step in and I've got to step back and go, hang on, this is this is their experience, not mine. So yes, I really love that book this year. That one was really good. A favorite of mine, but I can't ever remember the man that writes it, is called Atomic Habits.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
I really
Yep.
like his stuff.
Okay.
And then,
And
yeah, in terms of podcasts, I really, Pam Gregory. I love Pam Gregory. She's an astrologer, but she's also very spiritual. So I find that I like listening to her. She does lots. Have you listened to her?
Never heard of her.
Oh, and so she does lots of astrology things, but then she relates it back to what she thinks is happening. Um, you know, and I really love listening to Lee Harris. Do you know Lee Harris? No,
Lee
yeah,
Harris. Oh, okay. I know the name. Yeah, I know Disease. He channels
yes,
Disease.
yes. So I really like listening to him. So they're the two. I liked him Wild. I like his, you know, his stuff. So yeah, so they're the three that I really love. I'll search for them.
Yep.
Um, There's a lady, and I can't remember her name, but she channels Archangel Raphael.
Okay.
It'll come to me. I haven't got my phone here, but I like listening to what she listens to as well. So,
Yeah.
yeah. What about you?
I listen to a few. Like if I want to do a meditation, I will listen to Steve Noble on YouTube. Now he's got hundreds of free meditations, and they're all
Mhm.
different. And they're
Yeah.
all he pumps them out like 2 or 3 a week. But they're
Uh-huh.
all like I did one before. It was psychic surgery meditations. Like okay, great, let's do this. So I really really like his meditations. They take you on a
Uh-huh.
journey, and you're fully protected because the induction into the meditation takes about 15 minutes, and you're
Right.
protected with all the archangels around you. So I really like his stuff. I really like there's another lady that does meditations too, more of a getting you into a more relaxed hypnotic state. And her YouTube page is called Youniverse. And she does really, really out there meditations. I remember doing one with her, and she says, just go and relax and walk through the window. You're walking out into the sky, and there's 3 or 4 versions of you there, and one of them wants to come back with you. And that was the most amazing meditation I've done in a long time. So that's Youniverse. They're both on YouTube, Steve Noble and Youniverse. I will listen to podcasts by a lady called Barbara Marciniak. She channels
Mhm.
the Pleiadians. So she's like a Lee Harris who channels disease. Barbara Marciniak channels the Pleiadians. I think, if I'm not wrong, she's in her 80s and she's been doing
Wow.
it 30 or 40 years. And the wisdom is very much next level. And people criticize her because everybody is saying, but it's not always positive, but life is not always positive. So she
Mhm.
calls it like it is, and she tells us the truth behind everything. So Barbara Marciniak is amazing. She's got only 4 books. She wrote her books in the 80s, and I've got all 4, and they're prized in my collection. So they won't be lent to anyone because they're hard to get. But they're really really amazing. So Barbara Marciniak, you can YouTube her as well. And when she's in trance, the voice is very different to her speaking normally. She lives a very reclusive life, no television, no microwave, doesn't eat anything that's not grown on the land, no health insurance, no vaccination. So it's a very different experience with her. So
Mhm.
she's really, really good. I also listen to a lot of Dolores Cannon,
Oh,
and she's
yes.
got a lot of stuff on YouTube. I love Dolores Cannon, and
Me
she's got a
too.
big YouTube presence. A lot of people have cut up her lectures and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and really, really put it out there. So she's really, really good. The other one that I really like is Kryon, and I've forgotten his real name, and it's Lee as well, but I've forgotten what his last name is. So if you look up Kryon, Kryon on YouTube, he's a galactic energy that is being channeled by
Mhm.
this man, and it's really, really out there, and really, really, really pushes the point home with his what he has to tell you. And it's little simple things, but it's so profound, that sometimes there was one he was talking about judgment. He goes, "Do you really think God judges you? Because God doesn't really judge you." And he really gives you the examples of that. So Cryon is really, really good. Another really interesting lady that I do watch on YouTube, her name is Penny Kelly, Penny Kelly, Kelly. Now, Penny Kelly was an engineer. So she was a very science brained woman, and she's a very intellectual woman, very smart woman. She's amazing in as much as she had a spiritual awakening many years ago, and it really, really changed her life. She had to stop living in the like the 3D world and really pursue very quickly a spiritual world. She's got online on YouTube an 11-part developing your intuition series, and it's free. And it was the most amazing thing about how the brain works and all of your different things and how the intuition works. She now channels, she's a tarot reader, she does numerology, she does energy. She's out there, but she can also travel to other dimensions of time. She can go to the future, and she tells you these amazing things, and they're all coming to fruition. So Penny Kelly is another one that I listen to. There's a lot out there that I do flick between. So
Mhm.
if I can remember any of those, I'll pop them in the comments or in the description. But what I'm going to do is I'll write down all of the ones that I've listed and all the ones that Joe have listed, so that you can find them just by doing a search on YouTube, or your podcast, or even in a bookstore, so that you can actually go and have a look and see if they resonate with you, because that's what it's all about, Joe, isn't it?
Oh, very much so. And I think it's about just finding your groove that aligns with you. Like, and sometimes like you might listen to it and if it's so new to you, you might be like, oh my gosh. And then I always think, listen to it again, because it's like your brain has to expand a little bit, and then, to take it all in.
Yeah, I find that sometimes when I'm either reading or if I am listening to something, like if it's a podcast, I will have to listen to it 2 or 3 times, because I'm listening
Yes.
to one concept, but I've just missed the next 2 or 3. So then when I
Yes.
come back, I get that. It's like, yeah, I got that bit. And it's like, oh, the next pearl of wisdom comes in, and then you watch the next lot.
Yes.
So yeah, I have to do the same thing. Sometimes I will, and I'll download podcasts. If I'm on a plane, I'll listen to them, because and I have my head out the window looking at what's going on in the world, but listening to the wisdom.
Yes.
And that's when I spend a lot of time doing a lot of that stuff as well. I've just been reading some Russian books as well. They're Vladimir Migre books. And it was about a woman called Anastasia who lives in the Russian forest. Most amazing books. You cannot buy these books anywhere, but on YouTube, I will link it into the description. If you're interested, the books are being, like, people have read them. So there are 10 chapters, because I think there's 10 books. The most amazing books you've ever read in your life or listened to in your life.
Wow.
So I'll pop them in. Yeah, really
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. And I think also with reflection also, about what you're listening to, it's also a great time of the year now just to, write down all the things you've learned for the year and things you've learned about yourself, or realizations. It's also a good time, that old saying that if you can write it down, you'll more likely achieve it than not. And I
Yeah,
think
I agree,
especially,
Joe.
yeah, especially being in a 1 year, I feel like the 1 year sets the tone for that 9 year cycle. So I think if you can create good habits, and so many people don't like writing down their goals or what they would like to achieve, but I feel like it gives the universe then something to work with you, or your God. Everyone has a spiritual team. And if you don't know what you want, then you're just like meandering through the months and nothing much is achieved. Where I think if you say to the universe, this is what I want, and help me achieve it in a perfect way, then I feel like you've got more likely to achieve it than just, oh, I don't want to ask for too much. Or, do you know what I'm saying? Do you agree?
I agree, Joe, 100%, because you're giving it thought. So we all
Yeah.
think it, right? But what you're
Yeah.
saying to people is, now write it down. So I've transferred the thought into energy. And then
Yes.
when I give their energy to it, the universe then receives the energetic transmission. It's like, that's what you want. I'm going to make it happen. So viewers, okay, let's all do this. Let's all go and buy a journal, or you can go to Big W and buy a kid's school book like these. I've just bought one like this. Okay, 80
Mm.
cents. Go and spend it, and then start writing what you want to write. And let's
Yeah.
just compare notes. On the 1st of January, we
Yes.
start writing our journals. Write a few sentences a day. Write a page a day. Who cares? And then when we reflect at 2026, at the end of 2026, we can go back to those journals each month and work out, wow, look at what I created for myself with that. So I'm going to start that too, Joe. I'm going to get a journal or another
Perfect.
notebook, and I'm going to see what we can create by writing it down, and then giving that the thought, giving it the energy, so that the universe knows this is what we're
Yes.
doing. Let's go.
Yeah. I also, like I normally get, I just haven't got it because it's at Kmart. I have to go to Kmart soon. And they normally have a big wall calendar. And I like to kind of then put Post-it notes on it to know, what I want to develop and achieve. And I just feel like then I'm not out of control or just hoping for the best. There's a plan in place.
Yes, and you're visually seeing it as well. That's the
Yeah.
other thing. It's in your eyesight. So every day I'm creating it because I'm giving it attention. Maybe we need
Yeah.
to do a video on that, Joe, for our viewers in the first weeks of
Oh, yeah.
January, to have a
I
look
love
at what your monthly like planner looks like, so that
Yes.
they can get the ideas as well. And then you can go and get different colored post-it notes to achieve
Yeah,
different
that's what
things.
I
That'd
do.
be a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to, because then there's a little dopamine hit when you're like, okay, what am I going to do? And with that, I normally have about 20 post-it notes per month, And then,
Yeah.
but I've got things there that aren't really hard, but
Mhm.
I'm just ticking stuff off. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
yeah, and often I'll have like pink is personal, so that might be because I'm a bit of a stuffer, you know me, not very good at organizing myself,
Stop.
you know, sob. Anyway, my house is clean on appearance, but if you open a cupboard, maybe not so much. So I try to, go, okay, I'll clean out the corner pantry cupboard, in January. And that all that means is I'm just going to take everything out, wipe it, maybe rewash it and stack it back in some sort of order.
Yeah.
So I've got those menial jobs, but yeah, and then I've got, alchemy is orange, the pottery shop's green because I've got a pottery shop with my friends. So I just kind of then have it all somewhat segmented so then I'm on track.
And I think that's great, Joe. I think that the color coordination is good. And I think you also have to have those little tasks that are quite easily accomplished, because if everything you're putting up there requires you to move mountains, you're less likely to go and do it. But if you can
Yes.
say, take that one, it's done today, and I'll take that one, it's done today. You're
Yeah.
seeing the board, it's starting to, empty down. It's like, okay, I can achieve that. Now I've got more time to do the other tasks. So it has to be achievable. I think what you're saying is good. And people just need to set the tasks that they can achieve, or give it
Yes.
a longer time frame if it's a bigger project as such.
Yeah.
We'll do a video on that for next year. I might just buy, as
Yeah.
I said to you, I might buy a diary as well, and just have
Yeah.
like the yearly planner at the front of the diary, so then I can work out what we're going to do, and then off we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. I love a good diary. I'm a big diary fan. So,
Yeah.
but it's even also, I've got like in there, like on yellow, because yellow is the most popular one, post-it note. But even like I've got, go make sure you have lunch or dinner with a friend, because I'm so terrible at being a little busy beaver. I don't literally catch up with many people because I'm too busy.
Yeah. And that's something I do say to a lot of my clients: schedule you time. Schedule some time for you. So these are all good little tips for next year, guys.
Yeah.
Schedule time in your diary for yourself, so that you're doing something that uplifts you. It's not always,
Yes.
I mean, I know you love your work and all of that sort of stuff, yeah, but
Yeah.
for other people that might hate their jobs, but schedule you time. So you can go and get a mani or a pedi or a facial, or go and have a bite to eat with your mates, whatever it might be. You've always got to schedule that in.
Yeah.
So I like that you do that, Joe, because that's power to you, that you realize I've got to give that part of me attention.
Mm, mm. And I think it's
Beautiful.
just like, this year for everyone has been rather confronting, and it's okay with that, in terms of it's like put it to bed and go, I only did the best I knew with the situation I was in. It's you've got to let that all go, in terms of, oh, I could have, should have, woulda. I kind of like aspects of my life this year, I've gone, wow, that really didn't turn out well. However, I've gone, well, that's okay, because I now know how to do it better, or I know a little bit more. So I won't, I very rarely make the same mistake twice. So I kind of go, I'm just going to learn. And then I know now more than what I did before.
Yeah,
Mm.
I say to most of my people, even myself, just claim the wisdom from each experience and let the rest go.
Yes.
Claim that
Yes.
wisdom, because then next time when I get to that situation again, I can do it differently because I've got more wisdom. But otherwise, just claim the wisdom, let it go. Claim the
Yes.
wisdom, let it go. Allows you to keep moving forward, and you're not sitting in, what could I have done differently? Claim the wisdom. Yeah, I
Yes.
did this. I didn't do that to the best of my ability. That's wisdom. Claim that stuff, so that when next
Mm.
time you come to it, you're good to go. So viewers,
Yeah.
you need to go and get a journal, or a school book or a notebook. We're all going to
Yes.
start journaling together on
Yes.
the 1st of January 2026. And I want to see pictures of you
Come
in
on.
our comments with your journal. See, look at Joko. She's already got hers ready to go. Bless. And
Yes.
we might even as I said, we might do a video with Jo about her board and how she
Yeah.
does it, so that you've got the tips at home, and you can do it either in a board. But if you buy one of the A4 diaries, and usually in the front, you've got like a A3-paged
Yes.
planner for the year. So you might be able to do it in that as
Yeah.
well if you don't have any wall space. So
Absolutely.
this is what we're going to create for 2026. Review your life in 2025.
Yes.
Go back to the
Because
start of the
yeah,
year.
my one's got, like, I don't know if I can show it. Like, it's got the little,
Yeah,
day. Yeah. So it's got a date or
yeah,
page. Like, so yeah.
yeah.
The other thing that
That's,
I feel like I've got, I bought actually what I did is I bought, behind me there is my vision board for this year.
Yep.
And I was actually walking through Kmart. I do shop at other shops, but anyway, there was a frame, like a print, and it was a bit damaged, and it was $2. But I was on the way to buy a canvas to do that on, like my vision board. And I was like, oh, hang on a minute. So it's got a blue wishy-washy background. So I'm going to stick all my pictures on the back of that, and that's going to be my vision board.
Perfect. And see, that's the
Yeah.
thing. Get creative. Allow the
Yeah.
creativity to come out. Allow that excitement to come out.
And often, what I do with that's something important with vision boards is that you don't have to, or your list of what you want to achieve to, you don't have to read it every day. But as I walk past my list, because I've got them in my bathroom, I kind of go, Universe, I just want that, what I've written on the list. Help me vibrate to attract that. And sometimes when you're having a negative Nelly moment, you can be really low and you're like, oh, hang on a minute, I've gone off on the wrong ditch. I'm in the ditch. I need to back out and go back on the road. So by having all these little prompts around your house, it keeps you on track. And even if I achieved 3/4 of what I have on my list, I've done far better than most. Does that make sense? Because I'm constantly, I might go off, but I'm going to come back on track.
Yes. And in your subconscious mind, it's seeing your list every day and it's creating that for you. You're not looking at it words and you're not looking, but you're seeing the whole board. So subconscious, like I'm creating, and it's taking it all on board. So you're right. You are ahead of everybody, even if you only do achieve like your 75%. Even if you achieve 50%, Jesus, that's still a great amount of, stuff that you're creating for yourself. So very, very positive. So 2026, guys, we're going to do it differently. We're going to check in with you every month just to see how you're going with your journaling and what tips you might need. So if you're struggling with it, pop it in the comments. If you're struggling to write stuff, let us know. We'll give you some tips on how to journal and things like that. You've got Christmas, New Year's. If you're on holidays, you can YouTube, how should I be journaling? And then sit with what works for you. Take what resonates. You don't believe everything everybody tells you, but just take what resonates with you.
Yeah, in your heart chakra. And even like I do a 12-month reading for myself. So with my Oracle decks, I go, okay, so what is the main theme for January? And then I'll shuffle and pick a card. And then, when I look back over when I do my 12-month Oracle reading for myself, I just think, holy moly, that was so relevant. How did they know that?
The wisdom of the universe just comes out when you need it, and it guides you that way. And then off you go.
So it's just like if you plan it, then the guides, that your spiritual team have more chance of helping you than ever before.
Yeah. It's probably like asking for it in a way without asking for it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Well, wishing you all a Merry, Merry Christmas.
Yes.
We look forward to seeing you in 2026. Please don't forget to like, thumbs up, subscribe, and share, because it really does help us get the word out there. And from us to you, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you, Jo.
Yes, lots of love to you. And if anyone, also, we're starting a newsletter. So if anyone wants to be on our newsletter list, feel free to DM us so we can pop you on the list. Because we want to, that's one of our little goals for next year.
Correct. Or email us. If it's emails easier, the Charles and Jo Show at gmail.com. They can do that as well, Jo. They can DM us on our socials or email us.
Yes.
We're all good to go. I'll put all the links in the description.
Perfect. And I've had such joy. I'm so glad that we did this year.
Likewise. It's been so much fun, and I hope you've enjoyed it at home too. So from us to you, we look forward to seeing you in 2026. Enjoy.
Bye.